Now then, welcome to the latest instalment of RedArmyTV. A little bit different today. Before we go into the difference, let's welcome our guest, Simon Bolton, sitting on the couch. Welcome back, mate.
Thank you very much.
He's becoming a bit of a regular over the past 2 years.
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say Alec Baldwin, but it isn't quite, is it, mate? It's Alec Templeton, who's a big Borough fan. You grabbed us on Facebook and said, I want to sit on the couch. So here you are, mate. Welcome.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bit different because we're live. We're streaming live on Facebook as well as doing our Made in Teesside stuff. So, yeah, we've got to be a bit careful here, fellas. We've got to be a bit careful. Before we get stuck into Wolves, we're a game into the season. Let's catch up with what the gaffer had to say. It was a 1-0 defeat, of course. Ayala's mistake. This is what Gary Monk had to say, courtesy of mfc.co.uk.
Disappointing not to come away with anything. I think we deserved that, but I think we did make, especially in that first half, too many mistakes with the ball, quite simple mistakes with the ball. How we played in that last 25 minutes, that urgency and that level of intensity is how you need to start games in the Championship. And we have a good group, and I'm sure that you'll see next week a strong bounce back and a determination to go and get that win.
Let's chat it through, fellas. Simon, I'll start with you. 1-0 defeat at the hands of Wolves. Huge changes for the Borough. There were changes for Wolves as well, wasn't there, of course, in close season. Yeah. Should we be worried? Should we read into that?
Not too much. First game, isn't it? All the changes that's been made, it's going to take a little while for them to bed in, to get this, the new changes. It's such a radical change from last season in terms of personnel and thinking and approach to it. It would have been lovely to just go out on that game and just see them dance around and knock in 4 or 5 goals. But that was unrealistic. It's disappointing to lose, obviously, but I don't think any alarm bells should be ringing just yet. And if 5-6 games in we've lost every one, then yeah, but not after one game. Yeah,
the gaffer's saying obviously we made mistakes and we've got to correct those going into the next handful of games. You were there, weren't you, Alec? You were at Wolves.
Yeah.
What did you make of the performance?
I didn't see like what sort of shape or to me we've got 3 midfielders who play the same. We've got 3 strikers. One's put out in the left, one's put out in the right, with 3 people who predominantly like to play down the middle, which, I don't know, it's you can't read too much into it because it's the first game, but I just think with signings that are made, like with Karanka, people are getting put in positions just to, not because they can play there, just because that's the formation he's playing. We should be buying players to fit into that formation rather than just buying players because he scored 20 goals or whatever, so we'll buy him, but we've already got a centre forward, so he can be put on the left-hand side. You know what I mean? But it is the first game, so a lot could change.
We've got a new gaffer. We've got quite a few new players. We've got a new style of play. I'm sure it's new on the training pitch as well.
Yeah.
It'll take a handful of games to bed in, won't it? Yeah. So future's still bright.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah, good. We like that. Thinking about the future, I mean, what have you seen? Very fleeting that the season is at the moment. It's still embryonic. But what have you seen, the build-up to it and obviously that Wolves game, basically to give us all hope and excitement?
I just think the fact that there is an obvious, more attacking approach. And now, as it said, that there's 3 strikers on there. I totally agree that we shouldn't have, if there's 3 strikers on there, you shouldn't just be asking them to play as wide men just because you want them on the pitch. But the fact that there is a more attacking intent, I mean, we went through most of last season with Negredo up front on his own, and he was just feeding off scraps. So there does look as if they want to score goals, at least, which, given the season we had last year, if we could start seeing some goals, that's a start in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to start seeing a bit more attacking football. And I think there's every reason to think that that's what Gary Monk wants, and that's the approach it's going to be. But as I say, it's going to take time to bed in.
And we did create chances. I mean, Fletcher had a chance in the first half. Braithwaite had a great chance with a head. Hassan Bolonga had a chance, but the keeper saved it. So we're creating.
Chance-wise, we probably should have won the game. They only scored because we passed it on the plate. You know what I mean? Which I don't think they would have scored. They didn't have many chances that I can remember of. But I think chance-wise, I think we had the more clinical chances, so you could look at it that way and say we probably should have. I know Braithwaite should have probably scored, and Hassan Bolonga would probably be disappointed that he didn't put one away, but that's how it goes sometimes, isn't it? I mean, it's better to lose now in the first game of the season, rather than...
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Get it out of the way.
Yeah, totally agree. Adam McCabe has just sent us a message on Facebook Live, just basically saying up the Borough. We like it. Cracking stuff. Fellas, we're going to chew the cud more over the football. Time to catch up with some news, though, on RedArmyTV. Here is Heidi with the details.
Connor Ripley has signed a new 3-year deal at Borough and joined Burton Albion on a season-long loan. The 24-year-old committed his future to Borough before heading out for some first-team experience with Nigel Clough's side. Ripley has previously loaned spells at the Motherwell and most recently last season with Oldham when he picked up multiple Player of the Year awards at Boundary Park. Tickets for Borough's away game at Nottingham Forest sold out in less than 20 minutes on Tuesday morning. The 2,000 tickets allocated for the trip to the City Ground on Saturday the 19th of August was snapped up by season card holders immediately after going on sale. RedArmyTV is delighted to announce that we will be offering coach travel to every Borough away game this season. Pickups will be from Middlesbrough, Redcar and Guisborough and priced at £22 for adults and £18 for children. For more information, call 01642 688 987. And if you have any news you would like to share with us, please get in touch. Email news@redarmy.tv or via social media at Borough Red Army. And back to you, Dave.
Cheers, Heidi. Thanks for that. Dan Gray's sent a message through. He wants to know how much we got for Gaston. Anybody happen to know? Have you been inside the Riverside's coffers? And I've heard all sorts of estimates. We don't know exactly. And I think there was some sort of confidentiality clause in the deal as well. But estimates I've read in the press, which could be way wrong, around about 8 million quid. So
yeah, that's a bit of a shot in the dark, really, though.
If it is, yeah, it's a bit of a stab. So sorry I can't answer your question, mate. Heidi mentioned in the news Connor Ripley has moved on loan, thankfully. It looked as though he might have moved on permanently at one point, according to his dad, Stu Ripley. God bless you, Ali B. Good keeper in the making, but it's not the first time he's been shipped out on loan. Is the lad going to feel wanted?
Well, obviously he's obviously sat down with Gary Monk and been told that he's third choice. And in that situation, at the age he's at, because he's not a kid, then he really is going to get his experience elsewhere. And you kind of feel, is he ever going to break through? I mean, there's the likes of Harry Chapman as well. I know he's gone out on loan again as well. So these players, you tend to feel, are they going to come back eventually and break through? But certainly in Connor Ripley's case, it's absolutely, you know, he did have to move on to get that experience because he wasn't going to get a game here this season, I wouldn't have felt.
News just coming in from Nathan Braithwaite. Thank you on Facebook Live, Nathan. Apparently there's injuries within the squad. As of today, we'll bring you more on that very, very shortly. I think it was Braithwaite he's talking about getting injured in training. We don't know whether it's right or not, but we'll find out. While we're talking ins and outs, obviously there's a question mark over Ben Gibson. West Brom have come in, more interest from them. Southampton certainly seem keen. They might be needing to make a replacement in the Premier League. It's a subject that won't go away, but if we can start looking at 30 mil or something like that, Alec, would it be a decent business for the Borough?
I think you've got to sell him, haven't you, for £30 million. It's as much as I'd like to keep him, you've got to. If someone bids £30 million, I think they'll have no choice but to sell him. But I'd like to see us. I know we've been linked with Ryan Shotton and the lad from Tisserand from Germany.
Tisserand, yeah.
We've been linked with it. I don't know what he's like, but like if we sold Gibson, I'd like to see us buy. I think if we brought Shotton in, he was a first choice centre back. I think we'd probably have problems. I think we need, if we sell Gibson 30 million, I think we need a top quality centre half to replace him. You know, 'cause
I mean, he's not even first choice at Birmingham at the moment, is he?
No.
Shotton.
Yeah.
Are you concerned at that sort of thing? A replacement for Gibbo could be Shotton?
Well, the trouble is, it's saying a replacement for Ben Gibson because Ben Gibson is by far the best central defender in the Championship. So if you buy in within the Championship, you're not going to get anyone as good as him. But of course, he wouldn't be paying 30 million. So you've got then those funds to hopefully spend in other areas if it happens well before the transfer deadline. I mean, obviously, if it happens on deadline day, you might find that we don't have time to replace him properly. So I hope if they're going to do the business, it's done to give us time to actually get a replacement in.
And who knows? We just never know what's going on behind the scenes, do we? I mean, we're talking Shotton. Maybe they are looking at bringing him in, but who knows what else is being done that we don't know about because it hasn't leaked out from the club at the other end or stuff like that. So fingers crossed. I think we have faith. I think we have faith in what's going on because the signings we've made in the summer I think generally we're all quite happy with, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll talk more in but a sec. We're going to take a break very shortly. Before that, don't forget Red Army has started its members club as well. Lots of great discounts already. People coming on board saying, can we give you members free discounts? Of course you can. If you want to take part in our membership club, get the free discounts. You can travel on the coach to away games. All you got to do is give us a shout, 01642 688 987. That's the Red Army office number. We're also going to give you a bit of a quiz question. We're going to leave you this one. We'll give you the answer to the other side of the break. Name the 6 clubs that Britt Assombalonga has played for before joining the borough. So Assombalonga has played for 6 clubs prior to joining the borough. I'll ask these guys to see what they know when we're in the break. I'll tell you the answer after this short break. Welcome back. We're live on Facebook Live, also on Made in Teesside, of course, RedArmy.tv. Now, before the break, we posed that question. Name the 6 clubs that Britt Assombalonga played for before joining the borough. Can we get them between us, fellas? I mean, I've got the answer, so I can get them because I'm a smarty pants.
I know too, that's it.
How are you?
I only know one.
Go on.
Nottingham Forest.
That's it. Can we get anything else?
Peterborough.
Peterborough. Good shout. Watford. Yeah, Watford. Southend United. That was a loan deal. And so were these two. I don't think anybody... Has anybody got these two? Wealdstone and Braintree Town. So there you go. That racks the old brain cells, doesn't it? Dan Gray, who's on Facebook Live watching us live, he got what? He got Watford and Southend and Braintree as well. So Braintree and Brainy. Well done. Thanks for that one, mate. Thanks for being with us. Right, we're talking about your messages coming in. Why don't we catch up with the old social media? Matt, as per usual, has been casting his eye at what's going on Tinterweb.
Right, we've got more of your social media comments, especially from this weekend's match against Wolves. Starting off with Gary Monk, who's doing more tweets than Donald Trump, it seems. He said he felt the players deserve something from this first game, but long season with plenty of points to play for, thanks to the away fans. Martin Braithwaite said, disappointing start, but plenty of time to put things right starting next week. Joseph Gibson, I honestly can't wait to be back in the Dickens in about 9 months celebrating promotion again and losing my marbles. I think the whole town went nuts the last time we got promoted. And Charlie McMahon, absolutely gutted about the Borough score, but hopefully we pick up as the season goes on. If you want to get your comments on screen and on the show, well, send them to us here at Borough Red Army using the hashtag RedArmy.tv. And if you've got any video comments or any rants you want to get on screen, then send them to us, studio@RedArmy.tv. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you for that, mate. Your views on social media. If you want to be part of the show, you can social media us, whatever that is. I'm an old dinosaur. At Borough Red Army. That's at Borough Red Army on social media. You can also send us an email, studio@redarmy.tv. You can give us your fan rants. Get it on your video. Get your phone in front of your face and tell us what you think of Braithwaite possibly getting injured or Assombalonga being a 20-man or 20-goal man in the Championship this season, and send them in to us. We'd love to play your videos on the show. Fellas, the games come thick and fast in the Championship. I don't know whether we've already realised that. Yeah, we've got Sheffield United at the weekend, but we've also got Burton coming along too, midweek. Let's have a touch on Burton. Do we know much about them?
Not a massive amount. I saw them a few times last season. Just 1 or 2 games I played, but I couldn't honestly name you any of the players. But obviously they've come up through and survived last season. Let's see how they do this season. You've got to say that they're probably going to be battling again to avoid the drop, you would think. You would imagine it's one of those games that people would have it down as a definite 3-pointer. The
bookies certainly do, Alec. I mean, the bookies have, as well as having the Borough as favourites to go up as champions, they've got Burton hammered in there as one of the favourites to go back down again. Potential banana skin, or do you think we've got the sort of squad now and the manager who's going to make sure everybody's on blob?
You would hope so, but it's them games over the years, isn't it? You think Middlesbrough playing against someone like Burton, it's like, you know, it probably, I don't know what the contract's like in Ripley's loan deal, but if he's allowed to play against you can see him getting man the match. You know what I mean? That's how it works, doesn't it? but you have to expect us to beat at home like Burton Albion, to be honest. But
yeah. The messages are coming in thick and fast, almost as thick and fast as the games in the Championship. Stephen Benison's just sent a message in saying, we need a creative midfielder if we're going to do something.
Definitely.
Gaston's gone. Do we need to fill? Is there a hole there?
I think so. You know, there is this question about Mr. Traore, about what role he might have. I mean, obviously, he's whether he's creative, he's certainly fast, and he's certainly a bit, you know, nipping in and out of defenders. But whether there's any creativity at the end of it, I'm not sure. So, and I'm not so sure that Gary Monk realises that either. But I would say that if there is a chance to bring somebody in who could fill the role that Gaston did have, then yes, we need to go for it.
Because we've done that bit of business at one end of the field with the strikers, and we seem to be doing some sort of business ins and outs at the back. What about the middle? Is Forshaw, is Clayton, is the skipper the answer to our creativity?
I think against Wolves there was something missing. Like Howson looked as if he was playing more attacking out the three midfielders, and there just wasn't that link. Like the strikers were, one of the strikers, only Braithwaite was coming inside, trying to link it up, but just they haven't got they're not that type of player just out and get in there, look, pick a pass up. Do you know what I mean? I think I don't think Howson had the best of games, but we need we do need someone, because you need someone who's, it's all right having people who can score goals up from three at the top, but you need someone who can find them players. You know what I mean? Someone who can put a pass through and set a chance up. You know, like when Bamford came on, he made a difference against Wolves as well. He put a pass through for Assombalonga for his good chance. So you definitely do need someone creative, because I think that's what we lack at the moment.
Yeah, Peter Roberts has just been in touch on Facebook and said Ojo from Liverpool would fill that gap. Is that the sort of player we want?
I guess so. Don't know a huge amount about him, but certainly we've been linked with him. It seems to be someone we're really interested in, and if I want to let him go for the full season, why not? I'll take him on, see what he can do.
Why not? We're a big club after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed we are. Enough of looking towards Burton. Let's focus for the rest of the show on what's in hand, Sheffield United. Before we chat, Joe Nicholson, obviously a regular here on RedArmy.tv, is going to give his thoughts on the weekend's game ahead.
So, Borough take on Sheffield United at the weekend, but what do we know about the Blades? Well, they're managed by their former player, Chris Wilder, who guided United to the League One title with an impressive 100 points last season. Borough, though, do have an impressive record against Saturday's opponents. They've lost just one of the last 7 games against United. But who are the men to watch for the opposition on Saturday? Well, former Borough target Billy Sharp scored 30 league goals last season and also scored the only goal of the game in Sheffield United's 1-0 victory over Brentford last weekend. As for Borough, I don't expect Gary Monk to make too many changes from the side that lost to Wolves last weekend. Possibly Patrick Bamford could return to the side, Adam Forshaw maybe in midfield, but it will probably be a similar 11 starting at the Riverside on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Tony Robbo's been in touch. Very addictive, apparently we are. So that's that. We'll take that as a compliment, mate. Thank you. Alex Close, Gibson versus Sharp. Will that be what determines the points at the weekend? What about Sheffield United, fellas? We touched on Burton. We know Sheffield United are a big club. We know they're a club, if they invest right and they start playing right, you know, could take points. What's your thoughts going into the game? Are you concerned that it could be a bit of a banana skin, or confident?
I think we'll win, but it's the decent side. The decent, like a Billy Sharp. They've got players who've been playing Championship and they've been proven at the Championship level. So the bigger. Last season they were very good, you know, didn't lose many games. So it'll be I don't know what sort of difference is from the teams over the top of the League One when they come up. Do you know what I mean? Some teams go on to challenge for playoffs, except in the Championship next season. But I think it'll be a tough game, tougher than Burton Albion. But I'd expect us to, if we want to go out and do what we all want to do and win the league or get promoted, at least we need to be putting teams like them away, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Shutt's been in touch. He said Wolves was disappointing, but hopefully after the next 2 home games we'll have smiles on our face. Si, are you expecting a smile on your face Saturday night?
I'd like to think so. Yes, Sheff United promoted last season. They're still going to have that high of the fact that they came up. I think a lot of the promoted teams do. Let's hope that we just take that smile off the face and quickly put them in their place and say you're in the Championship now. It's a higher level. We were in the Premier League last season, and get a nice, comfortable home win. I don't think it'll be comfortable by any means, but I would still expect us to win.
Yeah. How many games would you give us to bed down? Because it's an interesting one. We lost at Wolves. Let's say we draw, heaven forbid, on Saturday. You know, I don't know, how much patience would you have?
Well, Newcastle last season really started off quite poorly.
First two, didn't they?
Yeah, quite poorly. But, you know, they quickly turned it around. They had to do what we are doing. They had to bring a lot of new players in and rebuild the squad. And it did take them a good 4 or 5 games to get firing. But once they did, that was it. And hopefully we're exactly the same. So I wouldn't be crying too much if results weren't great. But 4 or 5 games in, you'd then be looking and thinking, yeah, we should really be putting something together if we're going to do it this season.
Well, come on, let's get rid of those splinters in our bums. Let's get off the fence. Predictions time. Where are you with your prediction for the game?
Yeah, Saturday 2-0.
Easy as that.
Yeah, easy as that, mate.
Confident man too.
Yes. No bother.
I like the cut of your cloth. Where are you, Si?
3-1. 3-1.
3-1
to the Borough, yes.
To the Borough. So we are going to concede, are we?
It could be a daft one towards the end,
yeah.
You know, when we're all halfway out the stadium or whatever.
All right,
yeah.
then, fantastic. Fellas, thanks for joining us. We've run out of time already. Flies very quickly. Thanks for you joining us live. Don't forget the coach to Notts Forest on Red Army. Give us a call in the office and we'll get you the details.